Welcome, neighbors and followers. Bienvenidos, vecinos y seguidores. I am Ana Rodriguez, the program manager here at the Southside Organizing Center. Soy Ana Rodriguez, la administradora de programas aquí en el centro de organizador del lado sur. Thank you for allowing me to be with you for this spring primary election day. Gracias por permitirnos estar con ustedes hoy para el día de las elecciones primarias de primavera. Please note that I will be doing Vote-A-Thon in both English and Spanish. As well, we will be with you every hour on the hour until 7 p.m. Tengan en cuenta que estaré haciendo el Vote-A-Thon de hoy en inglés y en español y estaré con ustedes cada hora en punto hasta las 7 p.m. Giving you updates and keeping you informed. Just a reminder, the polls are open today, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and should take about 30 minutes to vote. If you're still in line by 8 o'clock, you are still eligible to vote. Dándole actualizaciones y manteniéndolos informados, solo un recordatorio. Las urnas están abiertas hoy de 7 a.m. hasta las 8 p.m. y deberían tomar alrededor de 30 minutos para votar. Si ya están en línea de las 8 p.m., todavía podrán votar. If you are here with us now, please say hello in the comments so we can greet you. Si estás aquí con nosotros ahora, por favor de saludarnos en los comentarios para que podamos saludarte. Now, first thing, I wanted to show you how to find the polling place. I will be sharing my screen with you to guide you through the steps. Ahora voy a presentar mi pantalla para enseñarles cómo es que pueden buscar su localidad de votación. Déjame abrir mi ventana. Ok, si pueden, déjame saber si pueden ver mi pantalla aquí. Parece que sí. Okay, so aquí, here in my screen, you will see that there's a lot of information, valuable information on here. First thing is we're gonna hit on find my polling place. Como pueden ver, aquí en esta página hay muchísima información, importante información, pero hoy vamos a estar más ubicados en cómo o en dónde buscar mi lugar de votación. Si van para abajo, if you scroll down, you will see the search address. Aquí es donde pueden poner su dirección. This is where you can put your address. I'm going to use SAC's address. Voy a estar usando la dirección de SAC para mostrarles, so I can show you guys. Cuando pongan su dirección, once you put your address, it will take you to the next following link. My polling place, mi lugar de votación. Aquí les va a enseñar, here it will show you your address, su dirección, la escuela donde van a estar votando, the school where you're going to be voting at, and the address, y la dirección y el horario del lugar donde van a estar votando. So the address as well with the hours of the voting location. If you look beneath, you'll see the map. If you need better instructions on where it is. Y si van hacia un poquito más abajo, pueden ver el mapa, si necesitan mejor dirección en donde encontrar el lugar de votación. Si seguimos hacia abajo, if we continue to scroll down, you'll see what's on my ballot. Pueden ver qué está en mi boletín. Aquí es un ejemplo. Here, there's a sample of what everything. So here for the district for where SAC is, these are all the people that are running today for election. As you can see, there's a lot of circuit judges. Aquí abajo, si pueden ver, hay muchos jueces que están corriendo para ser electados, para votar hoy. Y luego, if you continue to scroll down y se siguen hacia abajo, pueden ver lo que hemos hablado en el pasado. Las dos más grandes elecciones son el County Supervisor District 12 and Milwaukee Mayors. So, Adelman y el mayor que van a estar hoy corriendo para elección. So estas son una de las informaciones que hoy es más importante en saber con quién van a estar eligiendo y quiénes son los que están corriendo. So today is one of the most important elections, and knowing who's running for what, and what are they, and who you can vote for. Now I'm gonna turn off my screen and I'm gonna show you. I'm going to talk about a little bit about what the mayor's role is. Ahora voy a apagar mi pantalla y les voy a hablar acerca de qué es el rollo del alcalde de la ciudad de Milwaukee. So the Milwaukee City Mayor is the city chief executive and is responsible for ensuring that all city ordinance and state laws are observed and enforced, and all the city officers, boards, committees, and commissioners properly discharge their duties. The mayor's duties include proposing a budget, signing legislation into law, appointing department directors, and overseeing the city day-to-day operations. The mayor is the city's chief spokesperson and represents the city as appropriate voters elected the mayor to a 4-year term in a nonpartisan election. El alcalde de la ciudad de Milwaukee es el director ejecutivo de la ciudad y es responsable de garantizar que todas las ordenanzas de la ciudad y las leyes estatales sean respetadas y cumplidas, y que todos los funcionarios, juntas, comités y comisiones de la ciudad cumplan debidamente con sus funciones. Los deberes del alcalde incluyen proponer un presupuesto, promulgar leyes, nombrar directores de departamentos y supervisar la operación diarias de la ciudad. Y el alcalde es el portavoz principal de la ciudad y presenta a la ciudad según corresponda los votantes. Elige al alcalde por un periodo de 4 años en elecciones no partidistas. So eso es lo que el alcalde hace. That's what the mayor does. Now, to go talk a little bit about what the county supervisor do. So the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors is the legislative body of the county and consists of 18 supervisors, each representing one of 18 supervisory districts in the county. The county board adopts an annual county budget, resolution, and local ordinance laws. They also establish programs and public services for the county. Voters elected supervisors to represent and their supervisory district for a 2-year term in nonpartisan elections. La Junta de Supervisores del Condado de Milwaukee es el cuerpo legislativo del condado y está formado por 18 supervisores y uno por cada uno de los 18 distritos en el condado. La Junta del Condado adopta el presupuesto anual del condado, resoluciones y ordenanzas locales, las leyes. También establece programas y servicios públicos para el condado. Los votantes eligen supervisores para representar a su distrito supervisor por un término de los 2 años en elección no partidistas. So as you can see, those are the two main candidates that are running for election today. The rest are just judges, and they really don't have anyone else running with them. So los demás son jueces y no tienen nadie más que está corriendo con ellos. Now, let's take a moment to see who is on with us today. So we have, let's see, Hope TJ. Thank you for being, Jen. Thanks for being with us today. Again, if there's anybody that's on with us and wants to say hi, you're more than welcome. Si alguien está otra vez con nosotros hoy y gustarían decir hola, escriban en los comentarios y les podemos saludar. So now that you have seen all the running candidates, I wanted to help you out a little for you to remember SAC had hosted a live forum event from Wednesday, February 9th. Ahora, si tuvo la oportunidad de ver nuestro evento que SAC tuvo del foro con los de County Supervisor District 12, donde tuvimos un foro para que cada persona hablara. The event was held virtually at the SAC, where the candidates running for District 12 were introduced. The link to that forum will be in the comments if you would like to review the candidates to finalize your choice. El evento se llevó a cabo virtualmente en SAC, donde se representaron los candidatos que se postularon más del Distrito 12. El enlace es el foro, estará en el comentario y si desea revisar los candidatos para finalizar su elección, en los comentarios puede encontrar el link para eso. We also have the link for the Milwaukee Mayor's Forum hosted by the Turner Hall Ballroom if you would like to review those candidates before making a choice. The link as well will be on the comments. También tenemos un enlace para el foro de los candidatos al alcalde de Milwaukee organizado por Turner Hall Ballroom si desea revisar esos candidatos antes de tomar una decisión. With that said, I want to talk a little about those are just a few tools to help you choose the candidates. Esas son solo algunas herramientas para ayudarlos a elegir los candidatos. As today is a very important election, it has been 18 years. Yes, you heard 18 years since we have changed mayors, and that will have a huge effect on our communities. Ya que hoy es una elección muy importante, han pasado 18 años. Sí, me escucharon bien, 18 años desde que hemos cambiado de alcalde. Y eso tendrá un efecto muy grande en nuestra comunidad. So get up and get out to vote. So ahora les pido que se levanten y vayan a votar. We will now be sharing recorded interviews with the key organizations for you to have other important information. Let's see. So we will be showing you these following organizations, a little recording of what important information they can give. Ahora les vamos a estar enseñando unas entrevistas que grabamos con organizaciones de clave para que tengan información importante y en cosas que incluyen. So we're going to have Jonathan Zuniga, the Deputy Election Commissioner, discussing no box drops this election, why that didn't happen this time around, redistricting, voter identifications, voter registration, and voter protection. Ahora vamos a estar introduciendo a Jonathan Zuniga. Vamos a tener una entrevista grabada por Jonathan Zúñiga, el comisionador electoral adjunto, hablando sobre por qué no hubo ninguna casilla descarta esta elección, redistribución de distritos, identificaciones de votantes, registros de votantes y protección de votantes. We will also have Souls to the Polls, Anita Johnson discussing needing a right to get to the polls. And then a little more about what their organization does. También vamos a tener a Souls to the Polls con Anita Johnson hablando sobre qué es lo que, si necesitas un raite hacia las urnas y un poquito más sobre la organización de ella. Y también le vamos a estar enseñando, we will also be showing you the League of Women Voters with Judy, discussing what does your organization do to support the Latino vote? Could you explain what it means to be, they're going to be explaining what it means to be an organization, to be nonpartisan, and how that helps the community, as well as why it's very important for the Latinos to vote. Vamos a estar enseñándoles un video de las ligas de mujeres votantes con Judith, donde ella habla sobre qué hace su organización para apoyar el voto latino y también explicando un poquito de la organización que no es partidista y cómo eso ayuda a la comunidad y por qué es bien importante que los latinos voten. And then finally, Voter Writers with Nick Romo discussing how to get help from beginning to end for no charge to get a voter's ID, because that's a very important thing. If you're going to go vote today, you need an ID, some sort of ID. So, vamos a estar enseñando otro video de Voter Writers con Nick Romo hablando sobre cómo obtener ayuda de principio a fin sin cargo para obtener una identificación de votantes. So, ahora con eso vamos a presentar nuestro primer video. Vamos a ponerlo aquí arriba. Ok. A ver, vamos a esperar a que lo suba. Quedamos unos momentos. Otra vez, como dije, si están aquí con nosotros por la primera vez de esta mañana, pongan en el comentario o danos un hola y para que podamos saludarlos. Ahora, aquí está, parece. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Ana Rodriguez, and I am the Program Manager here at SAC. Hola, buenos días y gracias por estar con nosotros. Mi nombre es Ana Rodriguez y soy la manejadora de programas aquí en SAC. Today we have a guest joining us from the Commissioner's Office. Welcome, Jonathan. How are you doing today? Hoy tenemos un representante hoy de la Oficina de Comisiones y Jonathan, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. Es un gusto estar aquí con todos ustedes y mi nombre es Jonathan Zúñiga de parte de la Comisión Electoral de la Ciudad de Milwaukee. So, yeah, my name is Jonathan Zúñiga. I'm from the City of Milwaukee Election Commission. It's a pleasure to be here with SOC and share some more information about the election today.
Great, thank you for that. Now, can you introduce yourself a little more and discuss your role with your organization? Si puedes presentarte y discutir tu rol con tu organización.
Claro. My name is Jonathan Zúñiga. I'm the Deputy Director for the Election Commission. So I get to work with our team on election day voting. So all of our 180 polling sites, poll workers, equipment, supplies, everything that goes into that. I get to work with our team to make sure that they're all set and ready on election day. Mi nombre es Jonathan, soy el subdirector de la Comisión Electoral de la Ciudad de Milwaukee y mi trabajo es trabajar con un equipo aquí en la comisión para asegurarnos que el día de las elecciones, como el día de hoy, todos nuestros sitios, lugares de votación estén abiertos y listos para que usted pueda salir a votar.
Oh, that's great to know. Eso es muy bien para saber. Now, why is it important for people to come out and vote at the spring election? ¿Por qué es importante que la gente salga a votar en estas elecciones de primavera?
It's really important for everyone who is eligible to vote to come out and vote for this spring election because there is, well, first of all, it's your right. It's your voice. It's your right to get to cast a ballot on election day and choose who represents you. On the ballot, there will be the mayor, a county supervisor office for your district, and subsequent court judges. So very important roles and offices that have a direct impact in your everyday life, your neighborhood, your block. So it's super important for you to get a chance to choose who you want as your next representative for those offices.
Oh, that's good to know, with all that information and why it is important for people to go. And so now, with that said,
in Spanish?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Es súper importante que salgan a votar para esta elección de primavera, porque primeramente es su derecho como un ciudadano de este país salir y votar y escoger a quién nos va a representar en el gobierno. En esta elección, en la papeleta va a haber la oficina para alcalde, que es súper importante en la ciudad de Milwaukee. Va a haber una oficina para supervisor del condado, para su distrito, y algunos jueces de la corte circuita. Entonces, todas estas posiciones, oficinas de gobierno, tienen un impacto directamente en sus vidas. Y entonces ustedes tienen la oportunidad de escoger quién quiere como representante para esas oficinas. Entonces, salgan a votar este día.
Ay, mira, qué bueno, esa es información muy importante. Now, with that,
out to your polling site and vote in person. Again, if you haven't returned your absentee ballot, you can head out to your site and vote in person. If you have your absentee ballot and you want to return it, you can do so at our central count place where we count all of the absentee ballots, which is at 1901 South Kinnickinnick Avenue. You have until 8 p.m. to return the absentee ballot. But again, probably the best case scenario today is that if you haven't received your absentee ballot, to go ahead and go and vote in person at your regular voting site.
oh my, thank you so much for that information. Now, ¿por qué no habrá buzones de votación disponibles en esta elección primaria, como hemos escuchado?
Sí, los buzones para donde pueden regresar las papeletas ausentes no estuvieron disponibles para esta elección debido a una decisión de una corte en Waukesha. Ellos indicaron en esa decisión que la Comisión Electoral del Estado de Wisconsin removiera todos los guías acerca de buzones. Entonces, como resultado, nosotros aquí en la ciudad de Milwaukee no pudimos usar estos buzones. Pero si usted todavía tiene su papeleta ausente y no la ha regresado, lo más fácil o lo más que puede hacer es primero ir a su lugar de votación regular para votar en persona. Otra vez, si no ha regresado esa papeleta, puede votar en persona en su lugar de votación regular. Si tienes la papeleta y la quieres regresar, hacerlo aquí en persona en nuestro lugar de contación, donde contamos todas las papeletas, que es en la 1901 sur de la calle Kikrik Avenue. Entonces, tiene hasta las 8 p.m. para regresar esa papeleta. Pero otra vez, lo más mejor que puede hacer es ir a votar en su lugar de votación si no ha regresado su papeleta.
Muy bien para saber. Como escucharon a Jonathan, si no han entregado su boletín, pasen a registrarse en persona. Now, Jonathan, a couple things that I would like you to kind of speak about is more like the redistricting. Why should people go and see where their new voting, if they have a new voting site, voter identification, ballots, and maybe talk a little about voter protection and voter registration, okay?
Yeah, so first off, with the redistricting, the city of Milwaukee went through a redistricting process, and they approved wards back in November of 2021, and they approved aldermanic districts in January this past January. So based on that redistricting process and the wards, most of the wards changed, and they changed based on the 2020 census. So based on that, the polling sites changed as well. So we sent out a postcard back in January to every registered voter, letting them know about the changes with voting sites. So, but we still, if you're heading out today to vote, please go to myvote.wi.gov to verify your polling site before heading out of your home. So go to that website. It's really easy. It takes less than 1 minute to look. Just enter your address, and it'll give you your voting site for this election and for upcoming elections. So please, we ask that you go ahead and do that before heading out. Check, verify your voting site. And then also, based on you still have time to register to vote. I think that was another one of your questions. So you can register to vote at your voting site. So once you go to myvote.wi.gov, you look up your voting site, you can go there and register to vote if you need to. Okay, so as long as you have your photo ID and a proof of residence document, you can actually register to vote at your voting site today on election day if you need to. If you're already registered, head out to your voting site with your photo ID. Make sure you don't forget that photo ID. That could be a Wisconsin driver's license, a Wisconsin ID, it could be your passport, it could be a college ID if you're a college student, so that you are able to vote at your voting site. Anything I missed?
No, I think that's pretty much it. So ahora, Jonathan, una de las cosas que me gustaría que habláramos es de las nuevas restricciones del condado aquí del mapa de Milwaukee, identificación para los votantes, las protecciones de votadores y el registro de dónde se pueden votar todavía si no han registrado. Sí.
Claro. Entonces, la ciudad de Milwaukee tuvo un proceso para redistribuir los precintos y los distritos de concejales. Entonces, eso pasó empezando el año pasado en noviembre, y se han aprobado desde entonces nuevos precintos y nuevos distritos concejales. Y basados en esos nuevos precintos, se han cambiado algunos lugares de votación. So, es súper importante que la gente vaya a myvote.wi.gov. También está en español ese lugar de web. En la parte de abajo de ese lugar de esa página web, puede cambiar la página web a español, y ahí puede buscar su lugar de votación. Nosotros mandamos una tarjeta postal en el correo en enero a todos los electores registrados, pero por favor, si no la recibió por alguna razón, si no tiene esa información, vaya a esta página web y toma menos de un minuto en poner su dirección y buscar su lugar de votación. Entonces háganlo por favor antes de salir de sus casas en este día para confirmar a dónde va a ir a votar. También, si usted se ha cambiado de dirección, se ha cambiado de nombre y necesita registrarse, todavía tiene tiempo. Puede ir hoy a su lugar de votación y registrarse ahí, ya sea usando su identificación o licencia de conducir, con su dirección, si tiene su dirección corriente, o también si no tiene su ID con su dirección corriente, puede traer algún comprobante de donde vive. Puede ser un bill de luz, un bill eléctrico, puede ser alguna carta de un tipo de una oficina de gobierno que puede usar con su nombre y su dirección de ahorita para poder registrarse para votar. Pero tiene hasta el día de hoy en su lugar de votación para registrarse si lo necesita. También, si usted ya está registrado, nada más necesita tener su identificación para ir y votar en su lugar de votación. Entonces, no se le olvide su ID. Otra vez, para eso puede ser su licencia de conducir, puede ser su identificación estatal, puede ser su pasaporte, alguna identificación de su universidad, y todo eso puede también encontrarlo en myvote.wi.gov. Entonces, eso es lo que necesita para poder votar en su lugar de votación el día de hoy.
Muchísimas gracias por esa información, Jonathan. Ahora, si hay un problema en la área de votación o que tengan un comentario, una pregunta o algo, ¿hay número donde te pueden contactar o contactar a alguien?
Sí. Si tienen cualquier pregunta que tengan, acabo de dar mucha información. A veces las leyes del estado en cuanto a votar no son fáciles de entender. Llámenos. Tenemos gente bilingüe el día de hoy y todos los días en nuestra oficina al 414-286-3491. Llámenos cualquier pregunta que tiene para poder ayudarle y asistirle en este día.
Thank you, Jonathan, for all that great information. Now, if someone were to have problems at the voting site, or if they didn't catch something, or they just had additional questions, is there a contact number where they can give you or anyone in the commission's office a call?
Yes, so you can call us at 414-286-3491. Please give us a call. I just went over a lot of information. Voter law in Wisconsin can be complex. So please, if you have any questions, any doubts, give us a call, 414-286-3491, so that we are able to assist you with your questions and you're able to vote today.
Well, thank you so much, Jonathan, for joining us again. It's always a pleasure having you. And all this information, you guys can find it, like he said, at myvote.wi.gov, or by giving as well calls to the commission's office if there's any problems at 414-286-3491. Gracias, Jonathan, otra vez por estar con nosotros. Gracias por toda la información que nos has dado. Y como ha dicho Jonathan, pueden encontrar mucha de esta información en la página de web en el www.myvote.gov para ver si les falta algo, necesitan algo más, o si gustaría hablar con alguien, le pueden dar una llamada a la oficina de comisión al 414-286-3491. So thank you again, Jonathan, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Ana, for letting me share some information here. And yeah, please give us a call if you have any questions. Gracias otra vez a Ana y a todo el equipo de SAC por tenerme aquí y compartir un poco más de información. Y cualquier pregunta, por favor, llámenos.
All right, well, there you saw some important information, but now I'm going to share next the Souls to the Polls with Anita Johnson. Ahora ahí vieron, escucharon mucha información importante, pero ahora voy a estar compartiendo con ustedes con Souls de los Polls con Anita Johnson. Déjame. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Ana Rodriguez, and I am the program manager here at SAG. Today, we have a guest with us joining us from Souls to the Polls. Welcome, Anita. Could you introduce yourself and discuss your role at your organization?
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Anita Johnson. I am the Educational and Outreach Specialist for Souls to the Polls, Milwaukee.
Oh, great. And then, well, can you tell us a little bit about what does your organization do?
Well, our organization works on different issues. We work on affordable housing, voting rights, COVID-19, gun violence, and governmental transparency. Right now, we have an election going on, and our focus is encouraging people to get out to vote.
Oh, great. So with that, getting out people to vote, what is it that your organization do or resources that can help the community to get out and vote? What do you
Well,
provide?
Well, usually we do flyers. We have canvassers to go out and knock doors and let people know about the election because people don't usually vote for the local election. So it is a chore to go out and encourage people and let them know about the elections. Also, we've put a little more effort into this election, and we did put out lawn signs to let people know about the upcoming election. What people don't realize is that we're electing a new mayor, and that hasn't happened in about 20 years. So it's everybody's right and responsibility to go to the polls and elect a leader for the city of Milwaukee. We also educate the public on any changes in the voting laws that would affect them when they go to the polls to vote, which is part of my job to go around and present these things so people are clear about what they need to do when they go to the polls to vote. We are also offering rides to the poll, and we're doing that during early voting and on election day. And if you have a pen, that telephone number is 414-383-1821. And I'll probably be repeating that number throughout this segment.
Oh, that's great. That's good to hear because, a lot of people unfortunately don't have rights to get there. And also depending on the weather conditions, we see sometimes, we have up and downs. Is there any cost for the residents for your organization service for the rides?
No, there is no cost. But one other thing I wanted to mention is if you have an absentee ballot, you can take that absentee ballot to the early voting site on April 2nd and hand it to the clerk. So if you have people who can't get the mail to the mailbox to put their absentee ballot into the mailbox, they can have somebody drive them up to the polling site on April 2nd and give your absentee ballot to the clerk there. So that's one of the things that's being offered since we don't have drop boxes.
Oh, that is great to know. And then again, what is that number?
That number for a ride is 414-383-1821.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Anita, for this information. So if anyone is out there and needs a ride to get to the voting sites in early voting or on the day of elections on April 5th, please give Souls to the Polls a call and they will be more than happy to assist you guys. Thank you, Anita, again.
Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that information from Anita. And I'm going to share with you guys a flyer real quick from Souls to the Polls. Here's some information. This is the phone number where you guys can call, as they said, and they are doing it at any time until I believe it was like 7:45 before 8 o'clock before the polls close. So again, here is the information from Souls to the Polls. If you have any questions or concerns or need information on rights and stuff like that. Now, next, I'm going to be sharing my screen again to show you the interview. Ahora voy a estar enseñándoles mi pantalla otra vez para enseñarles una entrevista con the League of Women Voters, con la Liga de Mujeres Votantes. Let me... Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Ana Rodriguez, the Program Manager here at SAC. Today we have a guest joining us from the League of Women Voters. Welcome, Judy. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Anna. My name is Judy Gomez. I'm a retired teacher of English as a second language, Spanish, and adult education. And I'm a member of the League of Women Voters of Milwaukee, and I work particularly at the Comité for el Voto Latino, almost in succession.
Thank you. And then, hola y gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Mi nombre es Ana Rodríguez, la gerente del programa aquí en SAC. Hoy tenemos una invitada que se une a nosotros de la Liga de Mujeres Votantes. Bienvenida, Judy. Preséntate, por favor.
Sí, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias por su invitación. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Judy Gómez. Soy profesora jubilada de español, inglés como segunda lengua y educación para adultos. Y tengo como representante del Comité por el Voto Latino de Milwaukee, que es parte de la Liga de Mujeres Votantes.
Well, thank you so much for your introduction now. What does your organization do to support the Latino vote?
Okay, so we, the city, first of all, the CBL Comité por el Voto Latino was created by the League in the year 2017 in an effort to support the Spanish-speaking population on our civic right and responsibility to vote. We try to have all the information pertaining to vote in both Spanish and English, and yeah, sorry, that's it.
No, that's great to know, So, ¿qué servicios brinda la organización para apoyar el voto latino?
El Comité por el Voto Latino fue creado por la Liga en el año 2017 en un esfuerzo por apoyar a la población de habla hispana en nuestro derecho cívico y responsabilidad de votar. Tratamos de poder dar toda la información relacionada con la votación y las elecciones, tanto en español como en inglés. Okay, sorry.
No, that's it. Were you done or did you?
We do a lot of stuff. For example, we organize and participate in different events such as fairs and organized by the community, like the barrios, the churches, the schools, etc. And we concentrate particularly in the south side of Milwaukee, which is where the vast majority of the concentration of population of Spanish speakers is. And we try to help the people to register to vote. We distribute material containing information regarding how to register to vote, how to vote itself, about the elections, about the candidates. We try to distribute as much information as possible.
Oh, that's great to know, for the community, especially in the south side of Milwaukee. So, ¿qué servicios brinda la organización para apoyar el voto latino?
Again, so what we do, So, organizamos y participamos en diferentes eventos, tales como ferias organizadas por la comunidad, los barrios, las iglesias, las escuelas, y nos concentramos particularmente en el lado sur de Milwaukee, la zona sur, que es donde está la mayor concentración de población de habla hispana. Ayudamos a las personas a registrarse para votar, distribuimos material que contiene la información pertinente sobre el registro, cómo registrarse, cómo votar, las elecciones, los candidatos, etc.
Mira, qué bien, mucha buena información para saber, ¿verdad? Could you explain what it means for an organization to be nonpartisan and how that helps the community?
Sure. The idea of nonpartisan means we do not represent any party, not the Republicans, not the Democrats, no. We don't go for them, not against them. We just ask them questions and try to distribute the information of everybody so the voter can actually have a better understanding of who is there, no matter which candidate or which party they. We do not represent any party.
Okay. ¿Nos podrás explicar qué significa que una organización no sea partidista y cómo ayuda eso en la comunidad?
Sí, la liga no es partidista. Lo que quiere decir es que no representamos a ningún partido político en nuestro trabajo de divulgación y educación. No representamos ni a los demócratas ni a los republicanos. Solo compartimos información y ayuda a las personas a tomar su decisión sobre quién votar. Quisiera agregar que si bien la Liga es una organización no partidista o apartidista, no somos apolíticos. O sea, sí participamos en la arena política, en la lucha por defender los derechos de las mujeres, de los inmigrantes, de los votantes en general, tanto en tribunales como en las respectivas legislaturas.
Qué bien, qué bien. So, why is it important for Latinos to vote?
Well, it's as important as for anybody to vote. It's our right. It's our given right, and why not use that right to make our voices heard? Don't have a better place to make your voice heard than voting. And I would say, why miss that opportunity? Say, vote for whoever you think will represent you better, you and your interests. And the other way would be allowing others to vote for you, which means they'll do whatever they vote for whoever represents their interests, not necessarily your own. So I think it's very important.
Yeah, that is. So, ¿por qué es importante que los latinos voten?
Es importante para todos votar, es nuestro derecho, tenemos el derecho de votar y es la plataforma que tenemos para hacernos escuchar, para hacer escuchar nuestras voces, para hacer que se conozcan nuestros intereses, nuestras necesidades. Si no votamos, pues le permitimos a otros votar y defender en su voto sus propios derechos y no los nuestros. Y darles la oportunidad de votar no usar nosotros. Nuestra oportunidad es perder, ¿no? Es perder la mejor oportunidad que tenemos de hacernos escuchar, me parece.
Okay, bien saber. And Judith, do you always have the information you need to vote for the candidates?
No, absolutely not. Not always. For example, now the elections, tomorrow elections, one of the things, most important people that we need to vote now, for example, are the judges, and I don't know any of those people. There's no way I have never met them, and it's so important because they're going to make such important decisions for us. So what I do is try to find as much information as I can. In the case of the league, we have our Vote-A-Thon.org, which is a space where you can find information about all the candidates as much as we can. We ask the questions and they respond to those questions, and we translate those into Spanish so that everybody can read them and understand them.
Okay, and you said that was Vote 411?
Right. www.vote411.org.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then, y Judith, ¿siempre tienen ustedes la información que necesitan a votar para los candidatos?
No, yo no siempre tengo esa información, no conozco mucha gente. Para el voto de mañana, por ejemplo, que entre la mayoría, o lo más importante es votar a los jueces, pues no, yo no conozco a ninguno, no sé quiénes son, y por lo tanto tengo que confiar en la información que me aparece o que puedo conseguir. En el caso de la liga, tenemos el sitio web de www.vote411.org, que es donde nosotros publicamos la información que los candidatos nos dan. Se les hace preguntas, en general son 5 o 6 preguntas relevantes, y los candidatos tienen el derecho, o sea, responden esas preguntas, algunos no. Quien respondió a las preguntas traducimos al español, y entonces está toda esa información en nuestro sitio web.
Mira, gracias por esa información, es muy importante saber eso. Y como ven en la pantalla, pusimos el vote414.org. 411. Is there a contact information or that where people can maybe get a hold of someone at the League of Women Voters if they would like to volunteer or need any additional information?
Okay, so there is this website. We do have website. We are in Facebook. We are in Twitter. We are using the social media. So you can participate that way, or at least contact that way, and then try to find information. And I guess I don't know. Everybody uses Facebook, but there is Twitter and Instagram, and I bet you'll find someone to be able to talk with any of those.
Great. So no matter what way, we can get a hold of you guys at the League of Women Voters.
Yeah. There is even a site at our website that it says volunteers, so you can contact that way.
Oh, that's good to know. So, ¿hay alguna información de contacto o cómo pueden las personas contactarse con ustedes si tienen más información o gustaría ser voluntarios?
Sí, tenemos el sitio web. Varios sitios web con el League of Women Voters of Milwaukee, Liga de Mujeres Votantes de Milwaukee, o Comité por el Voto Latino, también hay información. Pero en el sitio web tenemos, estamos en Facebook, se puede poner Liga de Mujeres Votantes de Milwaukee, y ahí aparece cómo ser voluntario, hay información, hay Facebook, hay Twitter, hay Instagram, estamos en las redes sociales, es muy fácil comunicarse con nosotros.
Pues muchísimas gracias, Judy, por estar con nosotros hoy. Thank you so much, Judy, for being with us today and all that great information.
Muchas gracias a ustedes por tenernos aquí, y un honor.
Gracias. So as you saw and you heard, good information there. And again, get out and vote. It is very important for us to get out today and vote for our mayor, our new mayor and superintendent. Otra vez, como escucharon, hay mucha información, importante información, y es bien importante de salir hoy y ir a votar por un alderman, mayor, y así para que podamos escoger a alguien que nos represente en nuestra comunidad. Ahora, I'm going to show you guys a video from with Nick from Voter Writers. Ahora les voy a enseñar un video de Nick de Voter Writers. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Ana Rodriguez. I am the program manager here at SAC. Today we have a guest joining us from Voter Writers. Welcome, Nick. Could you introduce yourself and discuss your role in your organization?
Absolutely, and thank you for the introduction. My name is Nick Ramos. I am the Wisconsin Voter ID Coalition Coordinator for Vote Writers. And so what does that even look like? Well, at Vote Writers, our big thing is that we're trying to help all those people, and we believe there's about 25 million people across the country that are lacking a valid government issue ID. Mm-hmm. And so to participate in our democracy and to be able to have your voice heard, we are trying to help every individual that needs help trying to get that valid issued ID. And what we do is we try and pay the fees for that might arise to try and get your ID, as well as we try and help individuals cover the cost for underlying documents like getting their birth certificate or social security card. And we also pay for the transportation for individuals to get to the DMV, the health department, the social security office. We want to break down the barriers that it is that end up coming up when people try and get their documents. If the way I look at it, the ID is your ticket to the game. And if you don't have an ID, you're not able to participate in voting here in Wisconsin. And so we want everyone that's eligible to be able to cast their vote.
No, that sounds great. We always need any assistance like that. Unfortunately, people don't have rides all the time. So it's nice that you guys offer that for them. I did hear that there is no cost, you said?
That's right. So we are a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. We don't care how you vote. We just want you to vote. And our services are free of charge to the individuals that come to us and ask for help to try and get these documents.
Oh, great. Awesome. And then is there a contact information or a link that they can go on to? And
Absolutely. So if you have access to the internet, you can type in voteriders.org and you can get all the information about all the resources that we offer to the communities we serve in. If you've got access to a phone, you can call or text our helpline, and that's 844-338-8743. Again, 844-338-8743. We have staff that are around 24/7 that are willing and able to help you through wherever you are in the process and either getting these documents or getting transportation to get those documents.
oh, that's amazing. And then so not only, are you helping them to get these documents, to get an identification, but do you guys as well offer or help in providing rides to like voting sites and stuff like that, or is just to get their ID?
Yeah, unfortunately, like Vote Rider specifically focuses on the beginning stages of one that's trying to vote. And so for those individuals that are ready and have their, the documents in order and they're ready to go vote, we have other partner organizations across the state that we can refer you directly to. And they offer up rides like Souls to the Polls and some of these other orgs that are in our communities. But we are exclusive to trying to help you get your ID or those underlying documents to get your ID.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, that's good to know so that you don't have all these people calling you for a ride, but more for helping and getting the information or, the identification you need for the day of the elections. Well, thank you, Nick, for joining us today and for all that great information. And we hope to see you in the future.
Hey, thank you so much.
Take care. Bye. All right. So as you heard, you have voter riders where I put their information here, and you can give them a call or text today, any time of the year, day. They are willing to help people and cover the cost to get an identification, even if it's to help you from the beginning to find your birth certificate, get your birth certificate. They'll pay for that as well. And any other documents that you might need to get an ID, they will drive you around until the final stage of your ID. So here it is again, that information, if you want to write it down. And then finally, a video from our executive director, Tammy. Here.
My name is Tammy Rivera, and I have the great honor of serving as the executive director for SOC. There are two things I want to encourage your action on today. The first is to ensure that the vote that you're giving today is powerful all year round. And the second is for you to join with us this year on our 32nd anniversary for our 30+2 and You campaign. So let me explain both those things. Today is a really critical democracy day where you're going to vote in the people who are going to represent you. It's important, though, for you to stay connected to your vote all year round, not just on voting day. And how do we do that? We do that by holding our elected officials accountable to the promises they made during their campaign and to the role that they take on. And we also do that by following what is happening with our taxes, like in the budgets, to make sure that they reflect our priorities and what that money is being used for, and by following what action our elected officials are taking. So what's happening in policies and decision making. If you're new to any of that, SOC is here to partner with you and get you involved on how to do that. And a lot of that is available digital now. So you can do that virtually. And so so that's one thing. Voting today, please go out and vote. We're giving you so much information today, and I'm so grateful to our staff for putting it all together. The second thing I wanted to encourage you about is our anniversary and the campaign that we have. So we want you to join us to ensure that your voice, your vote, and that you have a vehicle to address your needs and dreams are solid all year round. So we launched our 30+2 with You campaign. And what we're doing is recruiting block leaders, a leader on each block. We're hoping an adult and a youth for each one of the Southside blocks. And we're hoping those leaders will be willing to be ambassadors with the neighbors on their block. So it's a really clean, simple way you can make a difference. If you, in a second, we're going to show you our poster for the campaign, and we're going to put a link in the comments that'll take you right to a registration form. But we really want you to be with us for this 32nd year of service, but also to make a big impact in our community post-pandemic, especially. So we're going to go ahead and show that flyer, and I'll walk you through the 30+2 with You campaign. All right. So for the next 32 days, we invite you, our Southside neighbors, to join our very first group of 32 block leaders. Our goal is to recruit 16 adults and 16 youth. And then, as I said earlier, you'd be ambassadors to your block of the neighborhood, making sure people's needs and dreams come through. The way to start out is to fill out a registration form with the link in the comments below. So happy Election Day. Make your voice and vote count. And we hope to see you soon in the work that we're doing through our 30+2 with You campaign. And now I'm going to share the message in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking neighbors. Feliz día de elecciones, mi gente. Mi nombre es Tammy Rivera y tengo el gran honor de servir como la directora ejecutiva aquí en SAC. Hay dos cosas hoy en que les espero apoyar su acción. El primero es asegurar que su voto sea poderoso todo el año, no nada más hoy. Y el segundo es invitarlos a unirse con nosotros en nuestra campaña de 32 con usted. La primera, así que hoy es un día crítico en la democracia en que nosotros vamos a votar las personas que nos van a representar. Es igual de importante que usted se mantenga conectado con su voto todo el año, haciendo que los funcionarios que nosotros vamos a electar hoy cumplan con sus promesas y los papeles que ellos han tomado, pero también que siguen lo que está sucediendo con sus impuestos y para qué se está usando ese dinero, y que ustedes siguen la acción y las decisiones que están haciendo nuestros representantes en las políticas y las otras decisiones importantes. Si usted no sabe cómo hacer eso, no se preocupe, que nosotros queremos colaborar con ustedes en poder poner un ojo, como decía mi abuelo, poner un ojo en lo que está pasando. Y tenemos el extra beneficio de poder hacer eso por opciones virtuales, o no tienen que estar en persona. La otra cosa que les quiero apoyar es, este es el 32 aniversario de SOG. No pudimos celebrarlo por la pandemia, pero lo estamos celebrando este año y queremos celebrar eso con ustedes. Queremos asegurar que su voz, que su voto cuenta y que tengan un vehículo para abordar sus necesidades y sus sueños. En esta campaña de 32 con usted, estamos reclutando líderes de cada cuadro en el vecindario, en la zona sur. Y queremos que ustedes estén dispuestos a ser embajadores con sus vecinos de su cuadra. Ahora voy a pedirle al personal que comparten el follete con nosotros y les voy a explicar un poquito más de la campaña y vamos a poner el enlace en los comentarios para que usted se pueda registrar. Ok. No veo muy bien, voy a hacer la lucha aquí. Durante los próximos 32 días, estamos reclutando a ustedes que sean líderes para sus bloques, sus cuadras. Este va a ser el primer grupo de líderes. Estamos con la meta de 32 líderes, 16 adultos, 16 jóvenes que van a ser embajadores para sus cuadras. Para asegurar que las necesidades que ustedes tienen y los sueños se cumplen ahora, especialmente que la pandemia más o menos bajado o se va a terminar. Por favor, únese con nosotros. Tenemos muchos beneficios para ser líder. No hay tiempo para compartir eso con ustedes, pero por favor, siguen en el enlace que está en el comentario y nos vamos a comunicar con ustedes para orientarlos un poquito más del programa y ojalá hacer un gran cambio para lo mejor en nuestra comunidad. Gracias y tengan un buen día.
Well, thank you, Tammy, for that information. And as you have heard and seen, there's so much information for today where you can't say you don't know who the candidates are, who you're going to vote for, where you're going to vote. All that information, you can find it here. And if you need more help or have questions or need additional information, please don't hesitate to give us a call at SAC, as our phone number here appears in the screen at 414-672-8090, or our email, our website address at www.sacmilwaukee.org, or email us if you feel like it at soc@socmilwaukee. So I don't know what happened there. I kind of lost you guys for a second. But if you didn't get that information, again, we are done for the day, for this hour. We will be on in a few again to give you more information and continue to provide all this information for you. And if there is something that you might have missed, please feel free to give us a call later on. Thank you and see you soon.